I'm Josh Doering, and this is Cooking for Bachelors. Today, I'm going to do something for you that you should be very, very happy about. I'm going to show you how to make lasagna. Why should you be happy about this? I'll tell you why. Here's the thing. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it for just anyone. Basically, I do it for the ladies. And every time I've made this for a lady, it's just a happy night. Everyone's thrilled. So, please don't use this for evil. As you can see, this is a very involved recipe. So pay attention, because there's a lot that goes into it. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your ricotta cheese and you're going to dump it in a bowl, which is nasty and runny and icky. You dump it on in there. Oh yeah, listen to that. Oh yeah, that sounds delicious, doesn't it? Alright, I'm making a double batch, so I'm using 2 of these. Why am I making a double batch, you ask? Quite simply, I made some of this last week, and I brought the leftovers up to the place that I work, OW Pizza in downtown Little Rock, 374-5504. And everyone liked it so much, they said, you should sell this. You should make this your special. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, alright, so you got your ricotta in there. Now, you're going to want to take some garlic. Let's see, a little Parmesan cheese. Dump it on it. Oh, that's not enough. I'll throw some more in later. You're also going to want to throw in basil. And what else? Some mozzarella cheese, which you can pick up at any grocery store anywhere. Luckily, I work in a pizza place, so I don't have to. Oh, goodness. Just a couple handfuls in there. I'm going to do something a little different. There will be mushrooms throughout this recipe. I'm just going to go ahead and throw some in now into the gooey goodness, just to make sure that everyone gets mushrooms, because everyone likes mushrooms, which isn't true at all. A lot of people hate them, in fact, but that's their issue. So, here's the fun part, actually. Make sure your hands are clean. I'm going to go wash my hands right now. Clean hands. Then you take this. Here, I'll give you a better. Then you're going to take your hands in here and you're just going to mush it all up and get good and messy. This, you're going to set aside till later. We'll come back to it, I promise. And that's the cheese part of the lasagna. You won't need this for a bit, so put it in the fridge. Get you a pan, some ground sausage. I like the hot stuff. Some people like the mild. But since it's a double batch, I'm just going to mix them. And it'll be mott or hiled or something. I don't know. So what you're going to do, you're going to take this, you're going to dump it in the pan, you're going to brown it. It feels nasty, but it's going to be delicious. Trust me. I've already told you how to brown things, so I'm not going to tell you how to do it again. I go back and watch the chili episode. I go a little bit more into detail with it. We'll take this opportunity while that's browning to clean up a little bit, because you've already made quite a bit of a mess and you don't want it to get on top of you. I forgot to mention it earlier, but you also have to add eggs to the cheese mixture, and I'll show you how that's done. And then again, just stick your hands in there and moosh it all up. And see how much smoother that is now? That'll make it a lot easier to spread later on. Now that your meat is brown, you're going to want to add it to your sauce. Now sauce can just be crushed tomatoes and garlic and basil. That's all it needs to be. You can add whatever you want. Personally, I don't like to overdo it on the sauce too much because it takes away from the richness and the subtlety of, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's just the sauce that I use. Garlic, basil, crushed tomatoes, meat. Alright, first, meat goes in there. Add your sauce. Voila, bolognese. You should probably heat it up just to get the flavors all mixed, but I'm not gonna, because I'm not making this for a date. I'm not making this for a lady. I'm making this for work. I'm making this to sell. It'll still be good, but it doesn't have to be as good. So I'm not gonna. That's how that goes. Sorry. Now comes the bit where we're actually going to build the lasagna. And it's amazingly simple. It's like making a stack of dominoes, really. You just put a layer of sauce, layer of noodles, layer of cheese, and repeat until you've filled up the pan. Cover it with foil. I'll show you. When you get to the top layer, you're going to do things a little different. You're going to throw some mozzarella on top, a little bit of Parmesan, a touch of basil, and some mushrooms just to make it pretty. Let me show you. Good to go. Cover it in foil, cook it at 425 for about an hour. Let it sit 10 minutes before you cut it, because the longer it sets, the more it'll set up and it'll be easier to cut. Should be able to eat on it for a couple days, and the ladies should be wanting to eat on you for a little bit too. And if you're in Little Rock, you should come down to OW Pizza at 1706 West 3rd Street and try it out. I'll be selling this for $6.25 a slice while supplies last.